teach them. And he starts teaching them, and he says, as we read earlier in Matthew 6, 1 through 4, he says that verse 1 is really the overall verse for the whole passage. This teaching is in verses 1 through 18 of Matthew 6. And verse 1 really is the theme for the whole passage. Okay, so if you have to say, what is the theme? It's there in verse 1. And he says, watch out. Don't do your good deeds publicly to be admired by others, for you will lose the reward from your Father in heaven. All sorts of things there. So God has a reward for us. Our Father has a reward for us for what we do for Him, what we're doing quietly, what we do when nobody sees. Your Father sees, and He has a reward for you. The things that you have done for the Lord, it may be spiritual, it may be non-spiritual, in any of these areas, your Father sees, and there's a reward. There's a reward for serving Him, and it's worth it. But Jesus says to His disciples, and you and I are His disciples, He says, watch out. Don't do it publicly. And in chapter 5, Jesus says, in the same teaching, He says in chapter 5, He says, so do your good deeds before men, that they let your good work shine before men, so that God may be glorified. So there is people see these things. So Jesus is not talking about doing it in secret where nobody can see anything. But Jesus is talking about an attitude of heart as we do these things. And so this morning, as we look at these things, we're talking about the attitude of our hearts as we give, as we pray, and as we fast. The first one we looked at, we spent time talking about last time, verses 2, 3, and 4. When you give to someone in need, don't do as the hypocrites do. What's a hypocrite? From the Greek, an actor who wears a mask, right? That's not what I'm really like. What I want you to see is this. But lift the mask, and this is what I'm really like. And Jesus says, don't be like that. Don't have a mask. Be what you are. But what I am is not very nice. God knows that. He called you when you were a messed up sinner, full of problems. And God looked at you, and He saw you, and He said, I love you. Come, follow me. I'll clean you up. I'll bring you into my family. I'll make you fit for heaven. I know what you are. Don't wear a mask. And that's how He brings us into His family. Brothers and sisters, the only way you and I will ever even come into the family of God and be brought into the family of God and fit together in the family of God is when we come just as we are, without putting on airs, without saying, well, I'm not so bad, God, I haven't done what they've done. Jesus had nothing good to say about people that came like that counted on their own goodness. Instead, as I said, He had no problems with tax collectors, with Romans, with anyone, with prostitutes, sinful women who came. And He said, you come as you are. If you will come as you are. Oh, Pastor Jennifer, you don't know how I am. But God knows how you are. And if you will come as you are, He can work with you. He can do something with your life. He can take care of problems. He can take care of issues. And if you stumble and fall, then you come just as you are. You say, God, I have stumbled and I have fallen. And God said, I already knew that, but I'm glad you came to me so we can work on it.